Hello everyone, how's everything? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. So welcome back to my PT session today. Before we go into our Fujitsu Statistic Q704 tablet, the high performance PC system. In this video, right, we're not gonna be, I won't be showing any games, okay? I'm gonna make a special video for Panasonic 3DO because I want people to understand what is this thing? What is it? What kind of system is this thing? The Panasonic 3DO. Okay? Look carefully at the name. Panasonic, right? Uh, it's got two names in there. Panasonic and 3DO. Alright? The frustrating thing about this is, why are there two names in there? Alright? Because this is in a way frustrating. Okay, right in front of you, this is an emulator called Phoenix Project. Alright? Which plays Panasonic 3DO games. We're not gonna play any games, okay? As I said. Burning Soldier was an exclusive game made by Panasonic. Alright? This was a really interesting game by Panasonic. I don't know how many Panasonic games I've got, but this game was pretty interesting. There's two names. In this console. Alright? Let's just play this video. The game right in front of your face was an exclusive game by Panasonic. Yeah. And the thing about the first name says Panasonic. The first name Panasonic is Japanese. The 3DO is an American company. Okay? This is really important. The emulation can't display this right, so the cutscene just comes wrong. So what I'm trying to say, okay, just my way. Yeah, 3DO is an American company. So what is Panasonic got to do with this? There's a lot to do with Panasonic in this. 3DO company started this project. As I said, it's an American company. It's a really amazing cutscene. I'll tell you, a very good exclusive about Panasonic. This one is Burning Soldier on Panasonic 3DO. This is a really good game. This is. Look at the showcase of this game back in the time, 1994 or something, whatever, what year it was released in. And what it is, the project was started by 3DO. It was all their technology. But the problem with 3DO company, they had no idea what to do with it, because they needed a manufacturer to make the system for them. And they couldn't find any manufacturer, so they had quite a few manufacturers, you know. They had Panasonic, Gold Star, Sanyo. You know, these three brands I just talked about. These all three consoles released. Yeah, they were all out. They were all released. The first machine like Sanyo was one of the worstest selling system. It didn't do so well. Nobody wanted the Sanyo model. Then what happened there? There was Panasonic and LG left. And even LG, right, back in the time, it wasn't popular as Panasonic anyway, in terms of electronic company. Then even at that point, LG lost as well. But Panasonic kept on going and going to make this system very successful. They didn't give up so soon. No, they didn't. They kept on going for another extra year. They just didn't want to give up. They even 3DO even had plans for this machine called Panasonic M2. Again, M2 is there. American thing again. Again, that's 3DO's project once again. And they kept on doing that, and that didn't come out either because the Panasonic 3DO wasn't doing so well. I'm going to make some points here, right? Everything in this system, right, is getting a bit frustrating. People who knew even that this project was from 3DO, who was an American company, right? They couldn't understand what the hell was going on. Yeah? Because when you look at the box of the system, because when you buy the system, right, when you buy the system, you couldn't actually understand what was going on. Because, first of all, when you buy the Panasonic 3DO system, back of the box and underneath the games console, it said made in Japan. Because 3DO gave the system to Panasonic to manufacture it. That's why. And Panasonic is a Japanese company. And this system was manufactured in their home country. I'm talking about Panasonic. And as I told you, the box and the games console say made in Japan. Not only that, check this out. Panasonic game controller, Panasonic mouse, Panasonic VCD adapter, which played VCD movies. Well, can you imagine that could play VCD movies? And there was this some kind of a storage of a memory card thing. Panasonic. All of these accessories, right? When you buy them and you look at the boxes, they all say made in Japan. All of them. Very convincing, isn't it? When the project was 3DO, which was a United States company, it didn't say anything like that. And everyone thought this system was made by Panasonic. Yeah, everything was going underneath Panasonic. This was really amazing. Okay. I want to show you something else as well. Another exclusive game by Panasonic was Super Street Fighter 2 on the Turbo. That one. It's another one. Take a look at this one. This was another exclusive game for Panasonic. Oops. Let me just switch that off. Very wrong way. You don't do that. Video. So what I was saying, right? Now the other, yeah, this was an exclusive game from Panasonic. It had a big Panasonic tag at the top left. Obviously, the game was made up Capcom. This was an exclusive game, right? That had Panasonic written over it. Obviously, Panasonic manufactures a system. They're not gonna write a name on it, are they? Because the system is totally tagged for Panasonic. Super Street Fighter Turbo, a great game on there. This was a great showcase what the system really can do. The problem with 3DO company, they were more stupid than that because already the 16-bit era. Look at this animation, it's incredible. Look at this. It's a very good game from exclusive Panasonic. Yeah. When the 16-bit era was invaded by Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo had 3D effects as well for special effects. And the good thing about this is right. Just take a look at this. It's really good. Ryu does get beaten up in this fight, but I told you. Doesn't do so well. The demo's not great. Look, it looks a great animation, don't it? And this was a title back in the time which had great animation and it was a great power using it. But my point is that, back in the time, right? Yeah, yeah. So I'm showing you this title because Panasonic was responsible for this title. Okay, I'm now going to switch it off. Okay, yeah. It's got this thundering happening in there. There's great special effects are used in there. I'm going to close this for a bit. We don't want any noise in it. Right. So, what I was saying, if there was a 16-bit era at that time, and Sega Mega and Super Nintendo was in the way, there was so much classic titles on them systems. What do the companies trying to do? Because them systems, aren't that advanced. Our system is really powerful. Come on, guys, buy this system. Oh, for goodness sake. Popularity and power is a different thing. It doesn't come the same way. What I mean by popularity? The 16-bit era was popular by Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. They were trying to overtake with their Panasonic 3DO, which was a 32-bit multiplayer game system, to take over it. And that didn't actually happen. And then not only that, it was worse. When the Sega Mega and Super Nintendo had so many titles, and they only cost about, I don't know, 120, £130, some price. And this Panasonic 3DO comes with a more advanced technology, which people didn't even need at that time. And it was priced at £399. £399.99. This was really, really expensive. I mean, who can afford that? Okay, the prices were similar to Sega Mega Drive Super Nintendo for the games, because Sega Mega Drive Super Nintendo have cartridges, and Panasonic 3DO came with a CD-based system, which had CDs, which was a much, much better technology, more powerful system. But everything was wrong with it. Let's look at all the mistakes. Number one, you do not release your system when the 16-bit era is popular. Number two, your price of the system is double or triple the price of the 16-bit game consoles. And thirdly, it was released in the wrong time. 1994. But in terms of like Japan, I think in Japan or US, the system was released in 1993. Oh, goodness. Goodness, man. They released the system in 1993. Oh, my God. When the Sega Mega Drive was, had games like Sonic 3. And they were ready for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And on the other side, you had these, games like Starwing, Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario games. Are you going to beat that? You can beat it, but if you get everything correct, but everything freaking was wrong. So you have to wait till the 16-bit era of Sega Mega Drive Super Nintendo is finished. Yeah, it needs to come to an end. Soon as that was to the end, the best time to release the Panasonic 3DO would have been 1995. Not Japan and US in 1993 or the UK in 1994. What is this company playing about? If you look at Sega and Sony, what they did it right. They released their systems in 1995. They were quite expensive as well. But it doesn't matter because that era would have worked even if it's expensive. Because people who had real money, they would buy them. But even both of the systems, Sega and Sony ones, 32-bit CD-based systems, and they both had their own arcade games. There were splendid games on them. People really wanted Sega Saturn and Sony PlayStation because of the arcade games. Because people seen these games in the arcade cabinets and they wanted to experience them on the actual, on Sega and Sony's games consoles. Everything was right about that. Everything's right. I would say they released in the right time. The price, maybe the start was expensive, but people who had the money, they bought it. And the people who thought it was expensive, they waited probably more than 6 months. So the price to go down. But a lot of people already bought them at start, didn't they? So they became popular. Because they had really good arcade games. That's why they did so well. Well, no, the thing about Sega and Sony systems, they didn't release them in the 16-bit era. They released them after a year when the systems were dead in the same year. And the price was, I would say, was right. And they launch with the arcade games. Where Sega gave us games like Daytona USA, Sega Rally, Virtual Fighter, Virtual Racing, and so on. And Sony gives us here two of the great games which started it all: Ridge Racer and Tekken. Yeah, and further on, more arcade games. That's how we did it. And all the thing with Panasonic. Panasonic was a great company. The system was similar level to Sega Saturn and Sony PlayStation. It was similar level to that. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty powerful. Maybe PlayStation hardware is a bit more advanced. Let's get something straight. The Panasonic 3DO hardware was either the same or better than Sega Saturn hardware. Alright? And if we compare it to Sony PlayStation was just few percentage, a little bit just better. So in a way, it was good as that. It was at that level. If not same, but PlayStation had just few more percentage in terms of power. You know, in terms of that, you couldn't really see no difference. The Panasonic 3DO was comparable to Sega Saturn and Sony PlayStation. So it was very, very interesting because Panasonic made this system, those accessories, and they were all made in Japan. What I can think of, two games, Burning Soldier and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, were exclusive games for Panasonic, from Panasonic. I'm going to say something about Capcom here. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This was the version for Europe, or UK, whatever you want to say. But there was another game called Super Street Fighter 2X Grandmaster Challenge. Where's that? Where's that game? Now that game was in Japanese. In Japan, the Panasonic 3DO was well respected, and Capcom released this game called Super Street Fighter 2X Grandmaster Challenge in Japan. That's what that version was. And in Europe, US, it was called Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Okay, there you go. So I hope you understand quite a lot about the Panasonic 3DO now, which is quite interesting. In our next video, we're going to be playing some Panasonic 3DO games. Yeah, we're going to be playing them in my next video. So I hope you guys like my video for Panasonic 3DO 32-bit multiplayer game system with a quiet system manufactured, and Panasonic gave good support for this system. So well done, Panasonic, for supporting this system very well. And thank you for 3DO company being the biggest idiots or stupid company for messing it up. Alright, I'll give them a round of applause. Let's give them a big clap. Trying to overtake Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. Really, really stupid company, I have to say. Panasonic is great. They gave their full support. They made a lot of, Panasonic, it was all Panasonic's ideas of the features it had in there. Stuff like, okay, the gaming parts of from 3DO. The other stuff that was photo CDs, CD plus G discs, VCDs, and audio CDs. Panasonic loves this multiplayer, multimedia stuff, and he started releasing loads of accessories for it, and he released a VCD adapter so you can play VCD movies on it. Wow! Check it out! Check it out! That's how it works. So I hope you liked my video for today. Give your likes, comments, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.